Welcome back to Wrenches and Race Cars, where we baby our vehicles very nicely. Gave her a good 10-second warm-up, put her on the chip. Alright, come over here. Today, we got some fuel system upgrades for this sucker. So, stock Ford injectors on these 5.0s are like 19 pounds an hour, and for some future upgrades we have, doesn't flow enough. So, what we got here, besides my better judgment, we have some LS injectors. So these are from like an LM7, and this is a stock Ford injector that's been in a field or something for a while. So you can see they're a slight bit shorter. So I couldn't really find much from people actually doing this because most people just buy actual upgraded Ford injectors. But if you get a set of LS1 injector spacers, they end up being like pretty much the perfect size.
Pretty close.
So we're going to try that. This is going to be a little bit of an experiment to see how it works. We got a set of cheap used fuel rails that someone already butchered up. Got a fuel pressure regulator. Going to try a little different setup. I wanted to come in one side of the rail, loop it into a regulator, but there's not a lot of room with the distributor there. So we're going to deadhead this rail, have a Y block. We're going to Y into the back of both rails, and we're going to just return from one rail. So I don't see why it wouldn't work, but it's hard to say without trying it. So we got a bunch of overkill 1/2-inch fuel line. We got some old harnesses.
Some nice harness there.
So we can splice that in. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, how is this going to work with the computer? Well, let me show you. Some of y'all haven't seen this thing in a while.
It is beautiful.
And it's been, oh, of course.
It's
nice trim.
Show car quality.
Yep. We did a little bit of upgrades. I finagled myself a micro squirt in there with some real nice wiring. It's nice and tucked up in there. And, you know, before doing actual upgrades, I'd put a 2-step button in because why not? Before, you know, fixing the giant holes in the exhaust underneath. That's a project for another day. But also, the exhaust underneath might kind of get removed with the next upgrade, which show them a little bit what's kind of, yeah, don't want to show them that yet. So yeah, we're going to pull the intake off and see if the rails and stuff fit, and then we got to jack the back up, drop the fuel tank, put my adapters, put my line in, and then do some tuning and see if it runs correctly or not. Let's get to that. Well, I got the old fuel rail lifted off of there, and I'm popping these injectors out, and I get to this one in the back here. Like something looks funny. Let's come out in the light so you can see this. There is...
Focus, there we go. It's kind of busted off.
It's a very large chunk of plastic, pretty much completely plugging the port off where the fuel goes in. So, might not be a bad idea to make sure we still have compression on that cylinder as much as we've been beating on the thing. But we're just gonna send it.
I don't think the spray pattern was patterning.
Well, this is in the fuel supply. I mean, here's where the pattern is.
Gotcha.
So it
might not have been spraying
very much.
Yeah.
All. It probably. I mean, the way that thing was in there, it probably wasn't spraying much of anything.
Might have been a little lean.
Yeah. Could have explained maybe some of why it kind of acted funny sometimes. I should probably check the rest of these. Dump fuel everywhere.
These things are just giant.
Oh yeah.
For how little
they flow, they're huge.
Gotta go back to the old Chevy parts in a Ford. Eventually it'll just have a whole Chevy motor, but he's just doing it, you know, one item at a time.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
These Ford guys, pretty hardcore until they want to go fast. Oh, time for the elevator music.
Yep. Well, the cameraman decided to go check on his ribs because I guess he didn't want to burn his supper. So I'm back here finishing it up. Some of the fuel rail on the end where someone had welded in a little piece was a little bit messed up because it didn't fit. So I ended up having to grind it down and tap it and put a plug in. I don't know if you can really see in there. It's a little dark in there. But managed to make it fit. got that side in there. My regulator's just kind of laying here for now. I haven't found a great spot to mount it yet. Got the fuel lines run all the way back, connected into the back. I didn't go right off the fuel tank with it. I ended up using, they have like a 2-foot whip hose and then the original fuel filter. So I just connected off of the original fuel filter so I didn't have to drop the tank and basically change the same hose over again. But we got the new lines ran front, got the pressure regulator set, and now we're just working on changing the tune a little bit to make sure it runs good. It does start and run, but it seems to be a little rich, which obviously it's a lot bigger injectors, so yeah, it's a little grumpy. So I'll do a little tappity and I'll get back to you on how it runs. Alright, hopefully the fan from my inverter charger isn't too loud. I went in here and we changed our required fuel, set it up to 25 pounds an hour, which I think is about what these injectors are supposed to flow. And then we also changed our dead time a little bit. So now we just got to play with the fuel map a little bit. At the moment, it seems to be running pretty dog rich, so I'm going to take, set that down a bit, work our way down and see if we can't get it up more where we wanted it, and then drive it around a little bit and play with the tuning. Well, we're cruising down the road, checking the computer. I got to do a little more tuning, but it's actually real close on the tune. It's only correcting a percent or two, but she runs fairly well. For a stock little 5.0, it does decent. Third. Oh yeah. Let's get her back to the shed. Well, all in all, I'd say that was a success. It runs good, same as it was before, but you know, now we have extra fuel if we need it. Actually, I would say it probably runs better taking that big chunk of plastic out of the one injector. But that's all for today's video. Just a short little video doing some fuel system stuff. You all have a good one.